Everyone please stand and sing our opening tune. Is everyone ready? How about you, Sky? Everybody good?
Here we go.
Here we go. Pour yourself into my heart. Oh, 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 wonderful Spirit. Pour yourself into my heart. Oh, oh, wonderful Spirit. Self in me. Pour yourself into my heart. Oh, wonderful Spirit. Pour your joy in me. Pour your joy into my heart. Wonderful Spirit. Bring your light in me. Shine your light into my heart. Wonderful Spirit. Shine your light in me. Shine your light into my heart. Oh, wonderful Spirit. Song in me. Sing your song into my heart. Oh, wonderful Spirit. Sing your song in me. Sing your song into my heart. Oh, wonderful Spirit. Dance and smile in me. Dance and smile into my heart. Whoa, wonderful Spirit. Dance in me. Oh, wonderful Spirit. Pour yourself in me. Pour yourself into my heart. Oh, wonderful Spirit. Pour yourself in me. Pour yourself into my heart. Whoa, wonderful Spirit. Oh, wonderful Spirit.
You may be seated.
Sit down, please.
Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to Unity Church of the Mountains. Let's begin with prayer, making our eyes closed and turning within. Okay, take a deep breath together. Sweet Spirit within, we ask that your Holy Spirit would be at work in each and every one of us this morning, opening our ears to hear our hearts to receive the message that you have for us today. We ask that you find favor in our lives and remove any obstacles that may block our path toward a better understanding of you within us. Let us totally understand that your true image is not something to get. It is a reality within each of us to discover. This is who we really are and what we really have always been. We can never be less. There is such a freeing concept if we can only totally grasp it. We may go along in our affairs seeing less and manifesting less. As a poet once said, many persons die with all their music still inside them. Father within, help us understand the freedom that you have given us to express all of the music within us. And so it shall be. Amen. And our opening affirmation, there is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, God the good, omnipotent. At this time, we'd like to every one of our many congregants that are here attending in person. We have all missed each other throughout these difficult times, and it is so nice to see your beautiful smiling faces. It really is. Do we have any visitors attending for the first time? If you would just raise your hand. Oh, can you stand up and tell us your name, where you're from? Oh. Welcome, Andre. Also at this time, we want to welcome and thank those of you that are attending online, as well as visiting for the first time, and hope that you'll make this a regular part of your week. This Sunday, we want to introduce and welcome back Reverend David Torres, who will be speaking to our hearts today. Updates. July 18th. July 18th, Mike Davis is doing Abracadabra right here. That's going to be his tone for the Sunday. July 18th, the annual meeting it's next Sunday, right after the service at the 10:30 service, and there's only one service. So, July 25th, Reverend Jim Rosemergy, he's going to be speaking on what's important. Continuing this Wednesday at 6 p.m., a 4-week class led by Jeanette Sinart and Jerry Lash, Out of the Wilderness. July 20th, a new 5-week class with Reverend Robin Volker, and it's called The Christ. That should be good. Starts on Tuesday, July 20th, 7 to 9 p.m. on Zoom. July 23rd and 24th, the UMAS Leadership Training at Unity Atlanta. And if you need more information on that, see the Mountain Spirit for more. Sing for Joy, Wednesday, August 4th at 6 p.m. And looking ahead, on September 26th, we have our annual outdoor picnic at Meeks Park right here in Blairsville. That should be fun. We didn't have it last year because of COVID, but it should be a great thing. Follow the Mountain Spirit newsletter for all the news you can use at unitychurchofthemountains.org. I think we have a song coming up, the Face of God. Oh, okay. My soul is welcome here. They changed it. Okay.
Okay, listen, folks. It sounds like we have a little bit of an audio problem. I don't think I have to tell you that. Could you see if we can play that loud enough? If not, I will lead. And we'll have the choir stand up now, please. I will lead the tempo to this song. Because if we can't hear this, if we can't hear Mike Cam, we have Cam Mike, then we're lost. That's the tempo. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. Supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I'm just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Yes, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. My soul is welcome here. Yes, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. 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 My soul is welcome here.
on our prayer chaplain, Jerry. She's coming in.
Good morning. I have to keep telling myself the last couple days that rain is proof of God's abundance. Because my family is coming and I can't seem to get my grass mowed and weed whacking done. Every time I go out there, it starts raining again. It's the craziest thing. And so you know, the prayer chaplains are available after the service. We'll be right over at that door right there. I will be, and you can pray with me or any other chaplain in the back room if you need extra prayer. And the prayer box, we pray over the names for 30 days, and then we send these prayers to Silent Unity, and they pray over them for another 30 days. So at this time, I'd like you to have the opportunity to add any names that aren't already in here, or situations, silently or out loud. If you would close your outer eyes and begin to watch your breath. Breathe in peace. Okay. Let's try that again. Breathe in peace. Breathe out tension. Breathe in calm. Breathe out stress and disharmony. Relax, release, let go. Peace, be still. And the saints come marching in. Name that tune. Let's try that again. Peace, be still. Know that I am one with God. Release the past. Let go of the future. Go to the now, the present, this very moment. Not a second before or a second after. Into the power and presence of God. Know that all things are possible. God is always here and available to you. There is no separation. We transcend difficulty, challenge, discomfort, and disharmony, and open ourselves to receive God's grace where miracles can and do occur. We send God's love and light. We receive God's love and light. We are God's love and light. There is nothing God cannot do. There is nothing God cannot do through me. There is nothing God cannot do as me. God and I are one. Therefore, there is nothing I cannot do. Nothing is too good for God. Therefore, nothing is too good for me. I am unlimited. I am a conduit for God's unconditional love, compassion, strength and wisdom, guidance and inspiration, peace and joy. Love and kindness is my mantra and guiding principle. I send all of this out into the world in contribution to the whole, for each person is an integral part of centering and balancing the world as we know it. We send God's love and light. We receive God's love and light. We are God's love and light. To the Creator of all that is and all that will ever be, with gratitude and thanks for all the many blessings in our life. Amen. And the daily word for today is pray for others. I hope. I know. I know the truth of each dear one I hold in prayer. What an honor it is to hold others in prayer. I am grateful for this sacred trust and use it to see beyond appearances, knowing they are temporary conditions. I focus on the unchangeable truth that each one for whom I pray is a divine being, a living expression of God. As I pray for others, I envision divine peace, calming thoughts, and strengthening faith. I see healing leading to the realization of wholeness. I pray divine love and wisdom create harmony in relationships, guiding every decision. I affirm divine order is established in every area of my life. I claim for them the zeal to complete everything that needs to be done. I then give thanks, grateful to bless others with the gift of prayer. The biblical reference is, again, truly I tell you, if two of you agree on earth about anything you ask, it will be done for you by my Father in heaven. Matthew 18:19.
And I'd like to introduce our Reverend David Torres. He's actually a member, both that he and Susan are members of our church too.
Good morning. I'm up here preaching to the choir. Well, you guys are easy. Wow, all that. Look at the place; it's full. It wasn't this way pre-COVID, was it? It was. It was all this full. Oh my goodness gracious! So I'm wearing black today. I'm in mourning. I won't be here next month. Oh. It'll be the first, second Sunday of the month I've missed in 3 years. Can you believe it? I've been coming out here for 3 years. Second Sunday of every month. Woo! And I appreciate David and all his announcements, but I'd like to add one. There's a thing going out there called Canuga. Anybody ever heard of that? Canuga? And the cutoff date registration is the end of this month, July 31st. Anything beyond that, you have to pay extra. And we've already got 65 people already signed up already. We were a little bit late getting started, but we're going now in full force. And I've also heard there's some confusion about, is it just for everybody or just ministers? No, it's for everybody. The ministers just happen to put it on. And so I would ask you to go to unitytreat.us. That's the website. It'll tell you who's the opening night, who's the presenters. All the information is on the website and more is to come. Please register. It's a wonderful way to get away. You'll be there Tuesday night, all day Wednesday, all day Thursday, and Friday, a closing ceremony, and then lunch, and then you can come home. A great way to get away, great way to see a greater unity community, and to socialize and to get out there. And it's a beautiful setting. Who's ever been out to Canuga? Anybody? One. Canuga is in North Carolina. It's just a little bit, it's in Hendersonville, right outside of Hendersonville. So it's not that far. No, it's really not. And it's a great price and a great, your meals, your hotels, everything's paid for. All the workshops are paid for. All the keynotes is paid for. You just pay the one price and enjoy yourself. There'll even be boating this year. They can have canoes and all kinds of stuff. So I wanted to help get the word out. I'm glad I stopped here to do that. I want to talk to you a little bit today about freedom and liberation. Is it too, have we already celebrated all we want to celebrate on the 4th of July, or are we open to celebrate some more? You can celebrate more? How you doing so far? You know, I want to share a little bit with you about my ignorance because, you know, when I was a kid, 4th of July in Maine, it was just going to the beach, it was fireworks, it was barbecue, it was the sack races, it was the horseshoes, it was all those kind of things. And this one guy, I forget his name, I think it was Wayne, he had a boat, we used to go water skiing, and that's 4th of July was, to me, said, this was the day that we won our independence. This was the day the war was finally over, we finally struggled, we finally did our thing, and we were now independent. How many people believe that? Just a few of us, right? That's not the way it happened. Turns out this was the day, you know, July 4th, 245 years ago, that was the day they declared their independence. Took another 5 years of struggle, another 5 years of skirmishes all across the 13 colonies, another 5 years of armies and war and all of that stuff going on to finally, in the Peace Treaty of Paris, it became official, and Great Britain finally said, okay, I give up. You guys do your own thing, I'm out of here. So it took all of that effort after they declared it. How many of us, especially sometimes in Unity, you know, we're just really positive, affirmative people, right? And we say, I declare this, and we just expect it to happen. How many? Come on, I'm not the only one. Sometimes I declare financial prosperity. Okay, now I'm just going to sit here and wait for it. Oh, nobody but me does that? So there's a lot of things that we can do, that I think we can do, that I would like to see us pledge, that I would like to see us declare for freedom for ourselves. And just take a few moments and think about what you might want to declare for yourself. You know, for me, a lot of it was a hesitation to just speak my truth. Why would we hesitate to speak our truth? Doesn't that sound silly? But, you know, we hesitate to speak our truth because we want to be accepted. We want to be liked. We want to be appreciated. We want to be embraced. We want to be able to feel a part of it. We want to be able to feel at home. So sometimes things will happen and we just stay quiet. And we don't speak our truth, and we don't say what we need to say. And you know how crazy that is? There was a story that I read about this doctor was operating on this guy, and he was operating on a wrong leg, and the nurses and everybody knew it, but nobody said anything because he was the doctor. He's supposed to know. Maybe he's doing something that we don't know. And nobody said anything. It's crazy. It's crazy. So maybe I need to declare that I declare that I will get past my fear and speak my truth. How many would join me in that? Yeah. Get past that fear and get past that anxiety and just declare the truth that we say, even if it's wrong. And I say that because when it's wrong, then we learn from it and we can grow from it and we can make new choices. But if we don't say nothing, then there's no learning. You know, I've gone into some churches. I won't say any names. But there's this energy of, we don't make mistakes here. Right? What'd you say? That's not you. Thank God. Thank God. Because what happens if you have that mentality, we don't make mistakes? And anything that you might say, I'm going to defend and I'm going to justify and I'm going to tell you the rationalization behind it. And I'm not going to grow and I'm not going to expand my awareness because we never make mistakes. You know, it's crazy. It's craziness. So there's this idea of declaring the truth, getting past all of that stuff. What else would you like to declare today? Now, remember, when you declare it, now you have to make the effort to make it work, right? Just like when they declared their Day of Independence, it took another 5 years to actually manifest the reality of that declaration. So when we declare stuff, we have to be what? Committed to it. It has to mean something to us. It has to be important to us. It has to be something that we're going to spend time with, you know? Ooh, now I got to spend time with why am I afraid? Oh, now I got to spend time with when I notice that I'm not speaking my truth. Now I need to say, I'm committed. I declared it. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to find out what's blocking me from expressing, and I'm going to express, even if I look foolish, even if I'm not accepted, even though it's not popular opinion. You know, all of these kind of things, we have to start working on ourselves, doing that inner battle with our ego and ourselves, so that we can finally have that independence of getting through our fear and speaking our truth. Does that make sense? Who's with me? We're starting a revolution here. Oh, my goodness gracious. And I mentioned earlier about financial freedom. You know, sometimes people just declare, well, you know, I go to Unity, so it's a positive church, and that's all we speak. We don't speak anything negative at all, just positive stuff. So I'm going to declare financial freedom, and then I'm going to go to bed. And then I'll have breakfast in the morning. You know, when we declare financial freedom, what some of the things we might have to do? We might have to get out a pencil and paper and get a budget going. We might have to be mindful of our spending. You know, there's a lot of things that we might have to look into, the best deals, the best bargains, the best banks, the best interest rates, the best credit cards. There might be some action that we'll need to take to make that a reality, to bring that declaration into the reality of what we want to experience. Are you still with me? Oh, here's my lid. I wondered where that went. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. See, it starts to happen. You just start to say things. You start to speak your truth, and even if it doesn't make any sense to anybody. And oh, you know, what I love about this group here is that it is okay for me to make mistakes. It's okay for us all to make mistakes. It's okay for us to laugh at one another. How many would like to declare, I want to have the freedom to laugh at myself? Yeah. Hey! Woo! I don't want to take myself so seriously. Oh, my gosh. Oh, I'm afraid to do anything. Oh, I'm afraid to say anything. Oh, I'm afraid to talk to that person. Oh, I'm afraid to... Ooh, all of this fear in this world, you know. How about just declaring freedom from fear? That's period. Freedom from fear. How many? Woohoo! And that don't mean we have it yet, all right? That means we're just declaring it, right? Now we got to do the work. Now we got to do the journaling. Now we got to do the prayers. Now we got to do the meditations. Now we got to start paying attention to when those anxieties and those fears come up that want to keep us small, that want to keep us blocked, that want to say, no, don't do that. People might judge you. People will look at you. People will criticize you. People might not accept you. And all of the different things that go on in our heads. Woo! How many of you have crazy heads? There are times when I thought this guy had something going on. David, I want to talk to you. Oh my gosh, wonder what this is going to be about. You know, and maybe he was going to retract on a promise. And I had all these things going on in my head and happening and stuff. And finally we got to talk, and he was explaining to me why he was going to continue on with that path and what some of the obstacles were in the way. And it was nothing at all what I was thinking. How many have had that experience? Nothing at all what we experienced. You know, sometimes we just think the worst things possible, right? how about declaring that from now on, I am going to choose to visualize the greatest outcome? How about that? I want to visualize the greatest outcome. That doesn't mean it's going to happen right away, right? But if I visualize up here, you know what they say, if I shoot for the moon, if I shoot for the stars, maybe I'll land on the moon, right? Sometimes we have to reach out, way out here to get higher than we are, right? Sometimes that happens. So there's this whole idea of personal freedoms, right? Personal freedoms, freedom to express economic freedom. What about physical freedom? Boy, I want to be physically fit. Now I'm going to go sit in my chair. None of us do that, right? Well, I'm going to be physically fit now, so I'm going to eat these donuts and all this processed food. And, if I got my cigarette and my shot of tequila. We do these crazy things. We say, I want physical freedom. I want physical independence. I want to be free, you know, of these aches and pains. I want to be able to declare it, but sometimes we don't do the action necessary to follow through with it. You know, if we want physical freedom and independence, what are some of the things we have to do? We have to get good sleep. We have to get good nutrition. We have to get good exercise. You know, we have to have good emotional experiences. We have to be able to connect with one another. We have to empower and support each other. You know, those 56 men who signed our Declaration of Independence, they vowed, they made a mutual agreement to each other that they would give their life, their fortunes, and their honor to this idea of independence. And it was a war like no other war, because most wars were economic wars or wars over property or trade or some other thing. This was a war of ideas, a war of ideals, you know, freedom, liberty, pursuit of happiness, all of that. We are created equal. All of those things were in the Declaration of Independence. That they declared it, and then they had to work for it and fight for it and make it real. So there's this whole idea of this energy that it takes to manifest those things that we want to manifest in our lives. So I would ask us to just listen to the thoughts that go on in our heads.